Sustainable consumption and production is about promoting resource and energy efficiency, sustainable infrastructure, and providing access to basic services, green and decent jobs, and a better quality of life for all. Its implementation helps to achieve overall development plans, reduce future economic, environmental and social costs, strengthen economic competitiveness, and reduce poverty. Did you know that households consume 29% of global energy and contribute to 21% of resultant carbon dioxide emissions? However, if people worldwide switched to energy-efficient light bulbs, the world would save US $120 billion annually. Water pollution is also a pressing issue that needs a sustainable solution. We are polluting water faster than nature can recycle and purify water in rivers and lakes. So how can we help? How can businesses help? We need to find new solutions that enable sustainable consumption and production patterns. We need to have a better understanding of environmental and social impacts of products and services is needed, both of product life cycles and how these are affected by use within life cycles. Identifying hotspots within the value chain where interventions have the greatest potential to improve the environmental and social impact of a system as a whole is a crucial first step. Businesses can also use their innovative power to design solutions that can both enable and inspire individuals to lead more sustainable lifestyles, reducing impacts and improving well-being. The per capita material footprint of developing countries grew from 5 metric tonnes in 2000 to 9 metric tonnes in 2017, representing a significant improvement in the material standard of living. Most of the increase is attributed to a rise in the use of non-metallic minerals, pointing to growth in the areas of infrastructure and construction. For all types of materials, developed countries have at least double the per capita footprint of developing countries. In particular, the material footprint for fossil fuels is more than 4 times higher for developed than developing countries. By 2018, a total of 108 countries had national policies and initiatives relevant to sustainable consumption and production. According to a recent report from KPMG, 93% of the world's 250 largest companies in terms of revenue are now reporting on sustainability, as are 3/4 of the top 100 companies in 49 countries, which is fabulous. So what are the targets? 93% of the world's 250 largest companies are now reporting on sustainability, as mentioned. They need to implement the 10-year framework of programs on sustainable consumption and production. All countries taking action, with developed countries taking the lead, taking into account the development and capabilities of developing countries. By 2030, achieve the sustainable management and efficient use of natural resources. By 2030, halve per capita global food waste at the retail and consumer levels and reduce food losses along production and supply chains, including post-harvest losses. By 2020, achieve the environmentally sound management of chemicals and wastes throughout their life cycle in accordance with agreed international frameworks and significantly reduce their release to air, water and soil in order to minimise their adverse impact on human health and the environment. By 2030, substantially reduce waste generation through prevention, reduction, recycling and reuse. We need to encourage companies, especially large and transnational companies, to adopt sustainable practices and to integrate sustainability information into their reporting cycle. We need to promote public procurement practices that are sustainable in accordance with national policies and priorities. By 2030, we need to ensure that people everywhere have the relevant information and awareness for sustainable development and life cycles in harmony with nature. We need to support developing countries to strengthen their scientific and technological capacity to move towards more sustainable patterns of consumption and production. We need to develop and implement tools to monitor sustainable development impacts for sustainable tourism that creates jobs and promotes local culture and products. We need to rationalise inefficient fossil fuel subsidies that encourage wasteful consumption by removing market distortions in accordance with national circumstances, including by restructuring taxation and phasing out those harmful subsidies where they exist to reflect their environmental impacts, taking fully into account the specific needs and conditions of developing countries and minimising the possible adverse impacts on their development in a manner that protects the poor and the affected communities.